Yeah, good morning everyone. Welcome back. So in our previous session, what we have done, the webinar, we have seen what is cloud computing and what is the difference between a physical server and a cloud server, right? That was a very basic session. So whatever we have done in that session, we will repeat each and everything in more details in our coming classes. Okay. Now let us go to some new things today. Today we will try to see how to go for like AWS certification, the online certification, and what we are going to learn in this particular course. We will see the syllabus and we will see how we can go for this AWS certification. Because normally certifications are very much important for us. Beside our university or college certifications, we need to go with some online certifications, whether it is Linux certification or AWS certification or whatever technologies you're learning, you must have some certifications, right? So how to go for this certification? Let us try to understand that first. Now, this AWS Solution Architect, this examination fee is actually $150. It's an online examination that we know very well. Okay, so we have to pay $150. What the question here is, where we can apply for this examination, where we can, attempt for this examination. Can we go to this DURGASOFT Institute to write the examination? No. There are some centers called Pearson View. This is the place where we need to apply for our exam. Pearson View is a center where we can go and we can apply for our exam. We can write our exam there. So, like for example, if you're from a Hyderabad city, there are many Pearson View centers in Hyderabad city. You can just go to Google and search. You will get many centers where you can write your exam. So you should take your ID, any photo ID like a passport or a driving license or any XYZ, any photo ID, and you should apply for your exam. There is no need to take your college certifications there. You just need to show your ID. You need to show your identity proof. Okay. So then you can select your date and time. So according to your selection, they will schedule the examination for you. So how much we need to pay? $150 is the examination fees. We have to go to some Pearson View center and we need to attempt the examination. Now, in this AWS exam, or in most of the exams actually, the examination questions will be multiple choice questions. Multiple choice question answers is like, we are more comfortable in this multiple choice question answers, right? Remember our school days and college days? In many exams we need to write a answer, right? We need to completely write a essay, or maybe we need to write a big answer there. But in this online examinations, the advantage here is the questions are multiple choice. But in multiple choice actually, if a question has four options, we need to select one option, or maybe in some cases we need to select multiple options. So they will provide you like seven options there. Out of seven options, they will ask you a question like select all that are correct or select all that applies. So for one question, there can be two or three answers. So then we need to select all the two or three answers. So like this, they can, make examination a bit tougher. So if they ask you to select three answers and if you have selected only two, you're not getting full marks there. Got it? So multiple choice question answers will be there, and the questions will be between 55 to let's say 65 or let's say 70. This many question answers will be there in your examination. So we need to attempt all the question answers, and the time will be 120 minutes. 120 minutes are more than sufficient actually to attempt 55, 60 or 70 multiple choice question answers. So this is the way we need to go and apply for exam, friends. So where we need to apply, there is a center called Pearson View. Let me just take you. Okay, this is your Pearson View center, and if you go with the examination center from Hyderabad city, wherever you are located, you can just search there actually. You can find many Pearson View centers. Okay, so just go and register your examination in the particular Pearson View center. Of course, after completing the course, we need to go for examination. But again, many people will ask this question like where we need to write the examination, okay, and how much is the fees, how much is the time, what sort of questions will come. So this is all about this examination. Totally $150 is your fee. 55 to 70 questions will be there, and the questions will be multiple choice question answers will be there. Okay, now is it possible to pass the examination within one attempt? Again, that is a very common question I get every time. You know, writing examination is one of the most easiest thing you do. Actually, learning is a bit difficult. I should not say difficult here, but still, when I'm comparing learning and writing examination is a very, very, very easy task. Writing examination is a very, very, very easy work. Why it is so easy? Like I said, there are 55 to 70 questions we will get in an examination. But see, before you go to examination, if I say prepare these 350 questions and answers, what I have done, I have provided 350 questions and answers. And I'm saying if you prepare these 350 questions and answers, and obviously multiple choice questions and answers, prepare these questions very well. And once you go to examination, in examination you are getting 55 to 70 questions, and you will get all 55 to 70 questions from these 350 questions and answers. Now tell me, is it looking difficult to write the exam? Is it looking difficult to attempt the exam? Already we have like 350 questions, right? From this 350 questions only, we will get questions in examination. So already we have all the questions. So we just need to prepare those questions and go for the examination. And these questions are actually known as dumps. You should take dumps, prepare dumps, and you should write the examination. All the questions will come from the dumps. Got it? Dumps can be 350 questions or 270 questions or 450 questions. It depends on the examination that you are attempting. The dumps are not only available for AWS examinations, they are available for all the major examinations. Like if you're writing any Microsoft certification or Amazon certification or Google certification or Cisco certification, okay, or Juniper certification, whatever certifications you're planning to attempt, dumps are available for each and every examination. You have to take the dumps and you have to go and write the exam. See, without preparing dumps or without taking dumps, if someone is trying to attempt the examination, then in 120 minutes, he cannot complete 55 to 70 questions. Actually 55 to 70 questions, most of the questions will be scenario based questions. They will say like, okay, this is the scenario, this is a virtual machine, this is the firewall, and this is this, whatever scenario it is. In this scenario, as administrator, what will you do? So first of all, you should read the scenario, you should understand the scenario, then you should go through the options and you should select the best option that is suitable for that scenario. So maybe one question can take 20 minutes for you. Maybe one question can take 10 minutes for you, or maybe one question can take 30 minutes for you. Okay, so without dumps, if you are attempting the examination, it is not possible to write, it is not possible to attempt all the 55-60 questions within 120 minutes. But once you have dumps, what you can do, 350 questions are there. Every day, suppose you are preparing 25 questions. You're trying to understand and remember and prepare to 25 questions every day. Within let's say 15 days or let's say 12 days or 13 days, you can complete all the 350 questions. Every day you're preparing only 25-30 questions here. So within 12 to 13 days, you can complete all the 350 questions easily. After completing 350 questions, then you can go and write the exam. So when you're writing the exam now, you're not trying to understand the scenario. You have already understood the scenario here, right? You already understood the question here and you know the answer. So once you go to examination, it will be very easy for you to attempt that particular question. This is the way we have to write all the online exams actually. Take dumps, prepare dumps, and then go for the examination. One more thing before I proceed, remember there is a chat box here. Chat box will be always open. So whenever you have doubt, kindly send me a message in the chat box. I'm just sending a message like hello here. Try to keep this chat box as busy as possible. Okay. Now let us come back. So what I said, this is the examination. This is the examination pattern. There are like this many questions we need to attempt, and these are multiple choice questions. and we have to take dumps and we have to prepare dumps and go for the examination. Okay, now the question here is from where we have to take dumps or from where we can take dumps. There are certain websites we have here actually. For example, if I go to exam collection, this is a very famous website. Just go to this examcollection.com and here you can see Microsoft. Just click on Microsoft. It will show you all the available certifications from Microsoft. So this is your exam. This is examination title. Examination code will be there and examination name will be there. See, all these are the exams from Microsoft. There is exam for Excel 2013. There is exam for Windows operating system fundamentals. There is exam for security fundamentals. So there are many examinations. See, this is your Azure, Microsoft Azure Administrator. Remember, Azure is a cloud from Microsoft. AWS is a cloud provided by Amazon. Azure is a cloud provided by Microsoft. So we have examinations for Azure here, and we have examinations for everything. Whatever Microsoft is offering for each and every course, there is an exam, and that exam has a particular code. So Windows 10 has an exam, and the code is MD-100. So if you go to this MD-100, it will show you the dumps. So what it says, there are totally 300 questions and answers. Last update was on March 23, 2022. 23 means like, nearly like 1 month before they have updated this. Got it? So like this, we can go for like Cisco exams, CompTIA, VMware, HP, Citrix, Google, Juniper. We have like all the certifications available. Now let us go to this Amazon here. They also have many certifications. You can see these are the certifications provided by Microsoft, provided by Amazon. So which certification we are planning to attempt? We are planning to go with AWS Certified Solution Architect, right? So just go to this exam. Okay, we have 644 questions and answers. That is huge actually. And how much we need to pay? The dumps are not free actually. We need to pay around 70 to $80. Dumps are useful for us in writing examination. Dumps are useful for us in understanding the technology very well. When you understand the 644 questions and answers, you will take the dumps, you will read the question, you will try to understand the question, and you will try to get an answer. What is the best part in this? Okay, one is you are getting same questions in exam. That is okay. But the second part is you are getting more knowledge. You are understanding many concepts in different ways, because if you are able to understand a scenario based question, it is very easy for you to understand the concept. Okay, let me just take you through one question here. I'm not sure you can see this, but there is a question actually. So they say like a company has a multi-user application, blah blah. There is a question related to EC2. It's a very important topic in our AWS. So this is a question, and see there are totally 5 options. So it is asking you like what will you do in this particular scenario. So there is a complete scenario and they're given the 5 options here. So out of these 5 options, we need to select the best option. Again, like I said you, if you're not preparing the dumps, the same question will come in exam. But first we need to understand the scenario, then we need to select the correct answer. So it will take a lot of time. But once you go with these dumps, can you see there is an option here? There is an option called show answer here actually. So in dumps, while preparing dumps, you can see the show answer. Okay, and you can get, okay, this is the correct answer. For example, C is the correct answer. So you can remember in this way. You can remember all the questions and answers in this way. Okay, so no one will provide you dumps, Nagendra. Dumps you have to take by yourself actually. You have to go through this website. That's the reason I'm showing you this website actually, examcollection.com, and there are some more websites available, but this is a trusted website. 99.9% cases they will say the questions will be from dumps. So we have to go through these dumps. We have to go through this examcollection.com, take the dumps, and then go for the examination. Okay, I hope it is clear like how to attempt exam. Not only this AWS exam, it is for most of the other companies. As I showed you, there is Microsoft, Cisco, CompTIA, we are into Amazon, VMware, PMI. So for most of the companies who are offering the online certifications, they have dumps. So we have to take the dumps, prepare dumps, and then we have to go to exam. Actually, for example, if someone is a AWS certified person, he is working in a company. But what administrators will do to gain more knowledge and to gain more understanding? They just take these dumps and they just try to prepare dumps. They just try to understand the dumps. See, when you work in a company, for example, if you are working in a company for let's say 9 hours, working hours will be let's say 8 hours, but in between breaks, so totally 9 hours. So hardly we see a person who is working for 8 hours continuously. That much work will not be there. Maybe a person is working for 2 hours, or maybe he is working for 3 hours, or maybe there is no work for him today. Every person will get some role and responsibility, right? So whatever responsibility he is getting according to his responsibility or her responsibility, the person have to work. So maybe he's working for 2 to 3 hours a day, or maybe for next 2 3 days he has no work. Whatever he has configured, everything is working perfectly, so there is no work for him. So in this time or at this particular time, what administrators will do? They will just go through this dumps. Dumps will help us in understanding the concept. Dumps will help us in understanding many concepts and troubleshooting things easily. So dumps are not only used for exams. Of course, it is a primary use. We can go for examination very easily with the help of dumps. But after getting your AWS certification also, if you want to understand things in more details, better go with this dump. Just download any dumps and just try to read and just try to understand. Okay, dumps, like I said you, it will cost you around $70. These are your latest dumps. Latest dumps means, if you take this $70 dumps and you should write your exam within next 1 month, within next 30 days, then only the questions will come from the dumps. But suppose you have taken dumps today, that is suppose today is 18th April, right? And you are planning to go for examination in July, that is April, May, June, July, after like 3 months. Then these dumps are outdated actually. The dumps that you have purchased today, that is 18th April, the dumps are valid till next 1 month. Within 1 month, we need to attempt the examination. This is a condition actually. Approximately 1 month. But there is one more option. Instead of paying $70, if you pay like $100, let's say, you're paying more money, right? So you can get a dump that can be valid up to 6 months. Means in next 6 months, whenever they are changing questions in the dumps, they will update all the questions to you. So if you pay more money, you'll get more time actually. But this 1 month is more than enough for us to write any exam. It's difficult to remember 300, 400 questions. There are multiple choice question answers, right? So it is not difficult for us to remember this many questions with their answers. So just go through, take the dumps, and just within like 15-20 days, you can easily attempt your exam. And 99.999% cases, the questions will come from the dumps. I hope this is clear, friends. I hope you understood how to go for examination. So first of all, there is a center called Pearson View. There we need to go and select, okay, this is the exam I want to attempt. Whatever examination code is there, just say the code there. Like you can see SAA-C02. So just go through the code and they will select, okay, this is the fees. Pay the fees and select your date and time. But again, before you go and select the date and time and all those things, take your dumps and prepare your dumps. Now there is one more option here. In case if you're not completely prepared and if you want to reschedule the exam, before 24 hours, you can just reschedule the exam again. So that option is also available. Okay. But 90% cases, if you take the dumps within 15-20 days, you can easily prepare the dumps and you can easily go for the examination. So writing examination in most of the cases, or taking the online certification in most of the cases is mandatory. Normally, companies, they will select a person who is a certified person, and this is the way to go and write the examination. Like I said you before, writing examination is not a big deal. Examinations are very easy because of two reasons. One is we have dumps, and the second one is in these dumps we have multiple choice question answers options. So it is very easy for you to write the exam. I hope it is clear how to go, way to go and write the examination, and how to prepare for this examination. I got this question like from 2 to 3 people in our previous webinar session. So this is actually the first demo session. Whatever we have done in the webinar, again everything will be repeated. So this is the first demo session. So please take your time, friends. Just take 30 seconds, and if there is any doubt regarding this examination and all those things, we can see all those things, and then we can go to the other part of our session. Okay, so there is a question here like any other website for dumps you could mention. Okay, there are many websites, but like I said, you exam collection is very trusted website. I'm referring this website for last 12, 13 years actually, at least like 10, 12 years. So beside this, there is something called Pass for sure. This is also the website available, Pass for sure. You can just go through this website. Right now they are showing some other exams here, but again we have like all the exams available here. Test King is also another website. Here also you can go and search for the questions. See, we have like CCNA, Microsoft, CompTIA. See, this is your AWS certified solution. Same companies, Microsoft, Cisco, CompTIA, all the companies are still available here. So take dumps from any company, most of the questions will be same actually. They also updated on April 18th actually. April 18th means today only they have updated actually. 644 questions are there. Okay, there is offer here like $59, that is $60. See, you can do one thing. Instead of one person purchasing these dumps, you can make a group of 4 people, 4 to 5 people, and then you can purchase the dumps. Dumps will be same and common for everyone. Imagine if someone is in Australia, if someone is in Brazil, and someone is in India. These 3 people can take the dumps and they can write the exam within 1 month from Australia, Brazil, and India. Dumps will be same globally. So you can take the dumps and then you can prepare dumps by taking the screenshots and all those things. You can prepare dumps easily and then you can go for the exam. Okay, friends. So I hope it is clear. Now let us go and see what we are going to learn in this AWS course. I have just created a overview of the syllabus. Actually the problem in this AWS course is AWS, like, it's not a settled technology, means it is still a new technology. New technology in the sense, before we finish our course, maybe there is a new service coming, or before we finish the course, maybe whatever existing services are there, one of the service will be removed. So the syllabus has a core, like there are 5 major components in the syllabus, but within these major topics, something can be added very soon, something can be removed very soon. Okay, so it is very difficult to keep a settled syllabus here, but anyhow I have created a syllabus. I have made a syllabus, so hopefully let us just try to go through this syllabus and let us see what we are going to learn in this AWS course. Learning a course is for working in the company, preparing the interview. These are the two main concepts here. These are the two main points where we are trying to, like, focus more. One is preparing ourselves for interview, another one is working as an administrator. That is, we need to learn theoretical part and practical part. So no need to compare our course with the examination. Examination, like I said you, it's a different ball game. examination is all about dumps. Without learning anything from AWS course, within like next 10 days or 12 days, you can become AWS certified person because we already have dumps. I have seen many people in different technologies like MCSE or CCNA. I have seen many people there. They got dumps. They got free dumps from one of their friend actually. So then what they have done within like 1 week or 10 days, they have prepared all the dumps. They went to the examination, they write the examination, then they started learning codes. That is not a way to learn anything actually. I'm not recommending that way, but I'm just trying to show you like writing examination is so easy. Just take dumps and write the examination. Okay, so it's better you complete the course first, then if you go and apply for the examination, then it will be much better for you to understand what exactly you're attempting, what questions you're attempting, and how much you're able to understand the question and all those things. Okay, so let us go through this curriculum here. Okay, I got a question here like, are you taking CCNA course in future? uh, I'm not saying no here, but right now I'll be focusing more on AWS and Linux. So CCNA I have taken many classes for many years, but as of now I can't say anything, Narendra, actually. But hopefully, yes, that is one course that I have to take. So hopefully, yes, I can't say no. But right now, it is not completely, planned for CCN. I'm just focusing more on AWS and Linux administration. Okay, fine. So the first chapter we will see here is Introduction to Cloud Computing. See, there are many videos available on YouTube. There are many things available on internet about cloud computing. When you follow something, you may get confused, you may get doubts and all those things. So what I have done in this introduction to cloud computing here is I have made a syllabus from the basic up to the advanced level. So once you go through this introduction to cloud computing topics, within like 3 to 4 days you will have the 100% idea. Okay, what is cloud computing, what was there before cloud computing, what is there in cloud computing, and where it is moving in future. So in introduction to cloud computing, we will try to understand what is cloud computing. If there is a technology, there will be advantages as well as disadvantages, right? So that we need to see where we can implement cloud computing, how it is working, what is AWS now. No, I said cloud computing, now I'm saying AWS. Actually, cloud computing is a technology. AWS, that is Amazon Web Services. Amazon is a company that is offering you this cloud computing. So there is some difference there. Then we need to see what is the advantage in AWS compared to some other companies. Like, what is the difference between AWS and Microsoft maybe. That is a better way of understanding. Then we will see how to create our AWS account. This is a free account available. You just need to create the account so that you can do all practicals. Remember I told you, if you want to go with the exam, if you want to learn AWS, you should have the internet connection, and then you should have a working computer. Desktop or laptop does not matter here. You just need to have this machine. So if you have a working computer and a internet connection, I will show you how to create a AWS account. It is a free account for 1 year. Then you can do all the practicals on that particular account. See, it is free, but still there are some limitations. So I need to go through the complete things. So whenever we are learning a topic, we need to see whether this particular concept is free or will they charge some money for this. So I need to explain you the theory. I need to show you the practicals, and I need to take you through the billing concept also. How much billing they will charge you and all those things. Let me just show you one billing here. Actually, I got this billing today itself. See the date here, you can see clearly it is 1 day before. You can see that I got on Sunday. And how much bill I got here actually? 15.18 rupees. This is the bill I got. And they say like you need to pay this bill, blah blah blah. If you're not paying this bill, they can suspend your account. Actually, this is not the first account I'm using. I have created many accounts. Okay, so when I show you how to create an account, I'll show all the details actually how to create an account and all those things. But just for your knowledge purpose, this is the mail I got yesterday, and they said the total amount I need to pay to them is 15 rupees. See, whenever we use the AWS account, we need to do the practicals and then only we need to delete it. If you are keeping like that only, then maybe they will charge you some money. So when I say it is free for 1 year, remember one thing, everything is not free and everything is not free for every time. So we should know how much is free and then we should know like how we can use those free resources and how we can do practical. So anyhow, I'll go through this in the coming classes. Okay, so how to access and how to create. Okay, it will take some classes. Then we will enter into networking basis. See, cloud computing is a technology that is related to computer networks. It is not a new technology actually. Cloud computing is a technology that is related to computer networks. Computer networks we are using for last 40, 50, 60 years, right? So that is your cloud computing. But the difference here is when you go with a computer network, it is a physical network. But when you go with a cloud network, it is a virtual network. So before we enter into the virtual networks, what we need to know, we need to understand the types of computer networks. It's a very, very important part. What is public, what is private, how they are connected with each other. For example, there is an office in Delhi and there is an office in Dubai. Delhi to Dubai, how they are connected with each other. There is an office in Chennai and there is an office in, let's say, Hyderabad. So how they are connected with each other. All these things we need to see, how they are designed, what devices will be used and how they are connected. If you know the types of computer networks and how they are connected, how the devices are working, it will be a huge advantage for you to understand many concepts in cloud computing. Okay, now this is a big fish. IP address is the most important concept you will get in computer networks. Maybe if someone is going for like, instead of cloud, if someone is going for like networks, if someone is learning Linux administration or Windows Server administration, if someone is going with like security, like we have different securities like firewall, or we have like ethical hacking and all those things, right? So whenever you are learning any course related to computer network, IP address will remain the most important part in that particular technology. If you know IP address very well, friends, the remaining concepts will be easy for you to understand. I'll show you a very small diagram here. Okay, it's not small in a way, but I'll just try to take you through a network just to show you like the importance of IP addressing here. This is actually a physical network. In this physical network, you can see clearly we have a router here. Okay, then there is a firewall here. This is the firewall actually. This is some voice device. There is a server here and we have a computer here and there is a switch here. So we can see all these different devices here, right? But what is the one thing that is common in each and every device? Let me zoom in. The most common thing between each and every device is a number there. See, on this server, what is the number? 172.16.50.1 is the number. On this, what is the number? 10.1.1.4 is the number. On this particular device, there is a computer. What is the number? 192.168.10.0 is the number. Okay, so there is one more server here and the number is 195.1.1.165 is the number, then slash 29. So see, when you see the computer network here, there are many IP addresses, address. Each and everything, whatever numbers you see is actually IP address. 10.0.0.16 is IP, 10.0.0.0/30 is a number. So we have many different IP addresses here. So if you have to understand the computer network, whether it is a physical network or whether it is a virtual network, without understanding the concept of IP address, you simply cannot understand the concept of computer network. Mark my words, friends. I'm saying this with my 12, 13 years of experience. Please listen carefully. Without understanding the concept of IP address, you cannot understand many concepts in computer network. So one of the thing I'll make sure here is I'll try to like take you through all the details of IP addressing, and there is something called subnetting. Okay, this is one topic which may take around 4 classes for us. This is one of the most important topic you will be learning in your networking career. I'm not saying only in AWS. And future, maybe you'll go to DevOps, maybe you're going for some other, Azure, that is from Microsoft Cloud. So this concept is still the most important concept we have. So see, all these things are related. Till here, it is related to IP addressing only. Normally, people, they when they go to exam, when they go to interviews, normally they feel like they will get a question from cloud computing. They are applying for exam, they are applying for a job on cloud actually. So they feel like they will get a question only from cloud. But no, cloud questions will come for sure, but you will get a question from IP addressing for sure. They will ask you what is the difference between a public IP and private IP. It is very easy for us to understand what is public IP and private IP. But before we understand what is public IP and private IP, we need to understand this many things. Okay, they will ask you what is FLSM and VLSM. This is a very without understanding FLSM and VLSM, you cannot understand a very big topic in AWS, that is called VPC. Can you see I have written VPC here, virtual private cloud. You simply cannot understand VPC without understanding IP addressing, FLSM and VLSM. These are the things we need to learn. Okay, so I'll just try to put more time in cloud compute in IP addressing. Instead of 3 classes, if there is a need, I can go with 4th class. Instead of 4 classes, if there is a need, I can take a special class on Saturday. But I'll just make sure that you understand the IP address concept very well, because once you understand the IP address concept very well, this concept will remain same for rest of your career. See, many things will change in technology for sure. When I started my career, I started from Windows Server 2003 actually. Windows Server 2003. You know which server is there right now? Windows Server 2022. So the technology has changed a lot from 2003 server to 2022 server. But you know what is common till now or what is same till now? IP address. So if you learn IP address, like suppose say within 3 days or 4 days, this IP address concept will remain same for you for rest of your life. Okay. Now then we have something called protocols and port numbers. Again, a big interview question. What is a protocol? What is TCP? What is UDP? What is SSH? What is HTTP? What is HTTPS? Okay, what is ICMP? All these are protocols, and every protocol has a port number. You cannot finish your interview without facing a question from protocols and port numbers. They will ask you like what is this port number of this protocol, or what is this protocol used for, what is the difference between TCP and UDP, or how to block a port number 80, or how to block a port number 443, or how to block a port number 22, and what is this port number 22 used for. There are many questions you will get from this protocols and port numbers. So it may take nearly like 40-minute session for us to understand what is protocol and port number. Then we need to understand routing, firewall. These are some other topics we need to learn. Okay, so this we will see. So all these things we need to cover in networking. So after covering all these things in networking, then it will be very easy for us to understand the concept of VPC. Remember I told you there is a physical network and there is a virtual network. So VPC is that virtual network, virtual private cloud. So once we connect to the Amazon data center, there we need to make our whole network. So in that network, there are many things like subnets, network ACL, VPC peering, NAT gateway, okay, a route table, all these things we need to learn. There are some more topics I need to add here. So anyhow, these are the things we need to learn in this VPC concept. So VPC concept may take like around 4 to 5 days actually. Okay, so once you're done with this VPC, what we do in this VPC, we make a computer network. In this VPC, we'll make a computer network, but it is a virtual network. But what is the use of a network if there are no servers available? Isn't it? Without server, there is no network, right? Whenever you go and look for a network, see this is a network and you can see servers are already here. Without servers, you cannot see any computer network, whether it is physical network or a virtual network. Fine, your network is ready now. In this network, what you should do? You should have your server. So now we are into the server part. We need to understand what is a physical server and what is a virtual server. There is a concept called virtualization. This is again a very important concept that we need to understand. Then I will take you through the Windows Server operating system and Linux Server operating system. See, whenever you launch a server in cloud, you are launching Windows servers or Linux servers in 95% cases. So whatever other servers are available, like Solaris or Mac or whichever OS is available, each and every operating system you can create and you can launch in your cloud. Every operating system. But more than 95% cases, as administrator, will be creating or will be launching Windows server there, or will be launching Linux server there. So if you know what is Windows server and Linux server, that is good for you. But if not, I have to take you to some concepts from Windows servers and Linux servers, so that when you work with your servers in cloud, you should know how to use them, you should know how to manage them. For example, how to upgrade them. For example, how to install some applications, how to use them. All these things we need to cover in this server part. So we will go through some commands and basic configurations from Windows and Linux server. So we are not learning the administration of Windows server, that is MCAC codes, or we are not learning the administration of Linux server, that is Red Hat Linux codes. We are not learning complete administration. If you have to go with full administration of Windows and Linux, it may take more than 2 months for you. So in this course, this is a course specially designed for cloud computing, right? So we are not learning about everything about servers. Whatever we need, what are basic things we need, those things we will cover. Okay. So this is about servers. Now, EC2, again a big fish actually. EC2 is called Elastic Compute Cloud. So this is the server that we are creating. This EC2 can be a Windows EC2, or it can be a Linux EC2, or it can be any other operating EC2. So EC2 is a concept where we are learning about servers, the virtual servers, how to create them, how to launch them, how to configure them. All these things we are going to learn in this EC2. So these are some of the topics I have written. Maybe I need to add a couple of more topics here. But for example, if I go through this elastic load balancer and auto scaling, it may take one class actually for us to complete this. Creating and launching EC2 instances, it may take like 2 classes for us. Then I have to show you how to host a website. I will create a website, I will host a website. You can access that website from your computers. So it may take another class. So this EC2 and these servers will take nearly 2 weeks, or maybe 1 or 2 more days actually. It will take 2 weeks. So this is not like, such a only a simple point here. No, it will take a lot of time actually. When I go with this security group, it may take at least 40 to 45 minute session for me to complete security group. There is a concept called alarm here. What we can do, we can set a alarm in our EC2 machine. We can select, okay, if this many resources are used, like for example, imagine you have totally 8 GB RAM in your EC2. That is, let's say virtual machine now. So you have totally 8 GB RAM in your virtual server. Out of 8 GB, suppose 6 GB RAM is already in use. You know how to check how much GB RAM is in use? If you go to this task manager, you can see, you can go to performance and you can check here. This is your second option, memory. I have totally 16 GB RAM here. Out of 16 GB RAM, how much GB RAM is already used here? You can see clearly 4.5 GB RAM is already in use. So what we can do in this alarm concept here is we can say, okay, 4.5 GB means not a big deal, right? Out of 16 GB, around 4 GB is used. That is only 25% is used. So everything is working fine. But suppose imagine out of 16 GB, it is using 14 GB. That means it is using more, right? Out of 16, it is using 14 GB of RAM. So then we can set a alarm in that virtual machine. We can say, okay, if it is using more than 12 GB, I should get a message so that I can go there and I can check why it is using that much RAM. This is a very beautiful concept again. So like this, there are many concepts we need to understand and we need to learn in this EC2 concept. Okay, so we'll start with the servers here. We'll see physical and virtual servers, and then we will go through the cloud servers and we will see how to create them, how to launch them, how to work with them, how to access them, how to provide security to them. All these things we will see. Done. Now there is one more topic called IAM, identity and access management. Identity and access management means When you create an account there is only one user. It is called root user. Root means it is the main user, or we can call it as administrator also. But within a company, there are many people working on cloud. There are many cloud administrators working. For example, I'll just take some names from our group. Let's say a user with the name Satya, Vinay, Srisha. Let us say these are the three people working with us. One is Satya, Vinay, and another one is Srisha. So, what we can do in this IAM is we can allow Satya user to do some work. Let us say in a simple terminology, I'm saying junior admin. We can say Satya user can work on VPC. Vinay user can work on EC2. And Sirisha user can work on, let us say, S3, some other concept. So within our company, we can divide our role. We can say, Vinay, you're responsible for EC2 machine. So you're working only for EC2. Sirisha, you're responsible for S3. So she is managing only the S3 concept. So this is the concept. These are the things we can do in IAM. You cannot see a single person managing the whole virtual network. That is literally not possible actually, because there are many services available there. So one person cannot handle all the services. So the services will be divided. Say in this course, we are learning VPC, EC2, S3. These are the three main topics. What is there in VPC, EC2, S3 is a different thing. But these are the three main topics. So we are learning all the topics. But once you get a job, like for example, let us take Vinay. Once you get a job in a company, they will say, Vinay, your responsibility is on EC2. That means you're not taking care of VPC or S3. There are some other people for that, right? So while learning, you're learning many things. But when you start working in a company, there is a role dedicated to you. There is a service dedicated to you. So you'll be working on that particular service only. So where we can do all these things, this is possible in a concept called IAM. See, creation of user accounts. So that is what user accounts is all about. Like say Satya, Vinay, and Sirisha, these are the user accounts. Got it? So these are the things we need to learn. Then there is something called S3. Again, a very, very big thing. S3 is your storage. You will not see a computer network without a storage. Storage is a device where you are keeping your data. You save your data, you save your information. Storage is like your hard disk. Your mobile phone has a storage and everything, right? Storage is a place where there is a data. So in storage, we need to see, it is called S3 actually, simple storage service. We need to see what are the types of storages available, how to configure them, how to use them. There are many things we need to learn there. But storage is a concept that is related to S3 is a concept that is related to storage. Now see here, we have selected Sirisha for storage. So she is managing only S3. There is no other work for her. She is managing only the S3 concept. So like this, things will be divided. The roles will be divided. Okay. Then we have Route 53. Again, a very, very important concept. It is related to DNS. Then we have database, CloudWatch, Elastic Beans. Like we have some more things. Like let me just add Lambda. So we have like some more things we need to see here. So in Route 53 also we have many concepts. In databases also we have many concepts. CloudWatch is a single concept where it can take at least one class for us to complete CloudWatch. So this is the way a cloud computing course will be designed. I'll just try to highlight major things here. One is we need to know what is cloud computing and all those things. That is the one thing. Then we should know what is networking. Okay. Then we should know how to make our virtual network actually. Then we should know in that virtual network how to add a server or how to add many servers actually. Then once you add a server, you should know how to connect, add, modify all those things. But it does say how to add a server. Then once a server is added, who can connect to that server? What permissions they have to connect to the server? Okay, those things we need to add here. And storage, how to connect a storage to the server, that we need to add. How to configure a database, that we need to add. How to publish our server over the internet, that is Route 53, that is related to DNS. and we need to watch, we need to see how the server is working actually. Cloud watch means it will show you how the server is working. Okay, and then we have a service called Lambda and all those things. Okay friends, so this is just an overview of our course curriculum. See, wherever you go, the course curriculum 95% cases it will be same. One or two topics here and there can be different, but overall the course curriculum will be same. I repeat again, course curriculum is whatever course we are learning, whatever topics we are learning. In this course we are learning how to attempt the exam, how to attempt the interview, and how to work as an administrator. These are the two major things we are trying to cover: facing interview and working as administrator. Coming to examination, like I said you before, is a very easy thing. Just take your dumps and go for examination. There is no other option available. Take dumps and go for examination.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Narendra.
Sir, I have one doubt regarding DevOps.
Okay.
Is Linux administration is needed for DevOps?
See, concept of, can I just mute you, please? Can you just mute yourself, Narendra? It's disturbing. Yeah, thank you. Concept of Linux administration is needed for actually AWS also, as well as for DevOps also. So there is a reason we have added this basic configuration commands and basic configuration for Windows and Linux servers. If you know the full administration of Linux, then it is great for you. It is great for your career. But at least you should know some basic things to learn AWS and DevOps. So those things we have added here. Once you go to DevOps, there are certain things that are related to DevOps. So there you can learn those commands and those configuration about DevOps.
Yeah, actually, I learned through Durga sir, Linux course. In
Okay.
that, he was covering administration. He don't cover administration part. He covered shell scripting and basic commands, all these things.
Okay. Uh, there is a lot of disturbance, man. Okay, fine. So when you go with this Linux course, there are like different levels of Linux. One is like, you will learning the basic things like how to use Linux, what are the basic commands we have and all those things. But when you go to the administration part, there you are learning how to configure it, like how to configure a web server, how to configure a file server, how to configure a database server and all those things. So if you have the knowledge of basics, whatever services we are learning, like how to host a website, that I'll show you. So that if you know how to host a website, then it will be easy for you to manage virtual servers over the network. It's your responsibility to host website actually. So yeah, if you know some basics, then whatever we are learning here, that this will help you a lot in understanding the other concepts in Linux. So what I'm saying here is, it is not mandatory for us to know everything in Linux. If you know the administration part, that is great for you. If you know the administration part, that is great for you, but at least you should know some basics so that you can do some practicals there. At least you should know how to enter into Linux and what commands to use, how to upgrade the Linux, or how to install a particular service, or how to configure a service. So whatever is needed for us, those things we will learn here. Okay, but we are not learning the full Linux administration, whether it is for AWS or DevOps. Full Linux administration is not mandatory. You should have the concept of Linux. But again, having said that, if you have the full concept of Linux, then it will be great for you. I can say I can take one basic example. Some people can understand a language, but they cannot speak. I hope you have faced this scenario anytime before. Some people, they can understand a particular language, but they cannot speak that language fluently. If you're able to speak the language, read, write, that means you know the complete Linux administration, for example. And if you're able to understand what is Linux, that means you know how to just understand the language. You're not able to speak that language fluently. So it's always better if you can speak, read, and write everything. So if you know the complete administration, then it is great for you. But at least you should know some basics, and whatever basics we need, we are covering those basics in our course. Like, this is your routing I will cover in like half an hour or like 40 minutes. Routing is a concept that we need to know. Routing means it is like, how the networks are working with each other, how a Chennai office can communicate with like Delhi office, or how a Australia network can communicate with like Dubai network. This is what we are learning in routing. But once you go to CCNA, it will take at least 7 to 8 classes for me to cover routing. It's a huge difference, right? In CCNA, I will take 7 to 8 classes to cover routing, but here I need to finish this routing in like 40 minutes just to show you the concept. Thank you, Narendra, for saying that. But yeah, without understanding the basics, you simply cannot learn the concepts of AWS. So one thing I want to say clearly here, this course I have designed in such a way that before we start any concept in cloud, before we start the main concept in cloud, we need to see the main concept in a very general and simple way. Okay, so before we go to the VPC, we have like networking basics. Before we go to the EC2, we have this introduction to servers. Okay, so all these things we will cover from basic, and we will go into the cloud platform. That is the reason it is taking around 45 days actually. Our course duration is 5 days. Each day 60 to 70 minutes. And each class is recorded. We will get the recording class on the same day within like 2 to 3 hours. We'll get the recording class. And if you have any questions and doubts, you can revise the video. And still, if you have any doubts, next day you can clear all your questions. Like I said, the chat box is always open, so please try to keep the chat box as open as possible. Okay, there is a question here like, may I know the difference between AWS and DevOps? Okay, AWS is actually related to administration part, and DevOps means dev means development, OPS means operation actually. That is related to development and the operation. See, if you want to learn DevOps, first of all, you should have a server, you should have a network and all those things, right? So who will make all these networks and servers? AWS people will make these networks and servers, and then the DevOps team will come and they will just try to implement the servers, the programs, and all those things. I'll come to this question also in more details, Sirisha, but as of now, in a simple way, if I can say what is the difference between AWS and DevOps, AWS is majorly for like management purpose, the administration purpose. DevOps is majorly for like developers, and we can develop things and we can just make new things there. But first it is AWS, then it is DevOps. Shell scripting is not needed. Okay, is it needed for DevOps? Shell scripting is actually uh, a concept related to Linux, but there is a programming language that if you learn, then it is great for you. That is Python. Python is a concept that if you know, then it will be good for you. See, normally whenever people learn Linux administration, the full administration, hardly you see any person who is not learning shell scripting. So if you're learning only the basics of Linux, then you're not learning shell scripting there. With the basic knowledge, you cannot cover the shell scripting there. Okay, so if you have the administration knowledge, then you can go with like shell scripting. Coming to this coding or coming to these programming languages, Python is a language that is, very much needed for us once we move ahead in cloud computing. As of now, no. As of now, no. But once you move ahead, when you go with like DevOps and when you go with like advanced concepts in cloud and all those things, then we have to go with this Python. If you know the shell scripting, that is the added advantage. That's it. Okay, so when we come tomorrow, same time 8 a.m., we will see cloud computing in more details, the companies that are providing cloud computing, and this is a topic it will take more time actually. Benefits of cloud computing. There are many things we need to learn, there are many things we need to understand. Normally security is a big concern everywhere. People feel whether the cloud servers are secure or not. Hmm? So I'll go through all these advantages and disadvantages and the implementations and all those things in cloud computing from tomorrow. This was just a very basic session to introduce to the uh, syllabus and the examination. These are the two main things we have seen today. See, whenever you hear the terminology scripting, I'll take a very basic example. Whenever a actor, whenever they are making a movie or whenever they are working in a movie, what they will get a script, right? Script means script means a predefined set of rules. It is a predefined set of rules. So if the script is ready, it is very easy for a actor to implement that particular script. So script is something like some rules and regulations. For example, I'll give a very basic example here. Suppose you want to send a message to like 500 people over the server. So when you send a message to 500 people, it will take a lot of time. But you know what we can do? We can make script, and within less time we can send message to all these 500 people in a simple and easy way. So in this script we need to make a rules and regulations. We need to just select, okay, this is what we are planning to implement. So there is actually a script. So whether it is Python script or shell script or whatever, there we are learning like how to make scripts and how to do the operations very fast. Okay, how to run maybe like 500 servers in very less time. So there we can make a script. Okay, when you go with like Python programming, you'll be learning the commands and all those things. You will be learning how to make a how to use the commands and all those things. Scripting means we can just like for example, if you're making 300 users, suppose in Linux server you are making 300 users. So instead of making 300 users by using a normal command, we can just make a script, and in that script we can make 300 users within like 20 minutes, maybe like 10 minutes maybe. That is a script. Okay, there is one more question here, like I'm a .NET background as a developer, which one can you recommend me? See, if you want to go with the developer part, that is actually DevOps and all those things. The first thing you have to go with the cloud part. In cloud, you can go with like AWS, that is the market leader, or Azure, or you can go with GCP. Okay, then you can go with like AWS with DevOps. Whether you're from .NET background or Java or whichever background, this will help you a lot. Okay, one more question is there. Can you say like shell scripting is an advantage? But exactly, any language, any scripting is an advantage actually. See, there are only two things you are learning. If you go with the complete Linux administration, you'll be learning shell scripting, and if you want to go with the AWS and DevOps, then you'll be learning the Python. That's it. These are the only two programming languages you should be learning. Nothing else. I still recommend you to learn the Python because it will help you a lot in AWS and DevOps actually. Whether you are from a programming background or a networking background or a server administration background, or whether you're from database background, if you want to start your career in this particular cloud computing and in this cloud computing, then you should go with like AWS first, then you should go with like DevOps. Okay, friends. So anything else? Any other question? Any other doubt here? Okay, one question is like I'm new to IT sector, but I want to learn DevOps. Is it possible? Of course, it is possible. This course, whatever I have designed here, this course is for a fresher only, friends. I have already said that basics I'm covering, whatever basics you need, so I'm covering everything. So it is for a fresher or experienced person. From networking background or server background, this course I have designed for everyone. So there is no problem here. There is absolutely no problem. If you go with this AWS concepts, then you can go with this DevOps concepts. Okay, so days for the class and time. Time is from morning 8 a.m. till 9 a.m. That is Indian Standard Time. Okay. Total number of days are 40. It can be 47 maybe. Let us go with 45. So we'll try to finish everything in 45 days. But in some cases, if you need some extra practice or extra concepts, then we can extend 1 or 2 days. Or we can take some classes on Saturdays, bigger classes on Saturdays or maybe Sundays. Then we'll try to finish within like 45 days. Remember I told you AWS is a concept where within like 3 days a new service can be added, within like next 15 days a existing service can be removed. So they are making a lot of changes there. So we need to like upgrade ourselves according to the changes. So 45 days is the time duration, but we can make changes here and there. So whatever we are covering in this AWS, it is enough for you to get a job. There is a question here actually. Is it enough to learn DevOps, that whatever you are covering in AWS? See, whatever we are learning here, it is enough for you to get a job on AWS. So if it is enough for you to get a job on AWS, obviously it is more than enough for you to learn DevOps here. Got it? Yeah, Solomon, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Actually, yeah, registration, you can do one thing, friends. DURGASOFT has a number. I'll just share the number with you so that you can contact on that number. They will share all the details with you. 9246 12143. This is a number, so for all the other details, you can just call them. Okay, one more thing, one more question is there. What about fees? For everything like from basics up to like the AWS course, the fees is only 5,000 rupees. And what advantages you are getting here? You are getting recorded classes. I'll share some documents with you. I'll share some interview questions and answers with you. And obviously, I'm available for all the questions that you'll just shoot at me. So these are the things. Yeah, Narendra, anytime, whenever you have a question, I'm more than available for you. Okay, so I hope everything is covered here. Time is 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Indian Standard Time, 45 days, and fees is 5,000. You'll be getting each and every class as a recorded class. Documents I'll share, interview questions and answers I'll share with you. Okay, it's already 9:15 here. It's a big session actually, but still I'm available for next couple of minutes. If you have any other doubts, any other questions, feel free to ask your questions. Sirisha, actually, many people have done courses with me, like maybe last year or before last year and all those things. So they still send me messages and they still, get some new things from me. They still, ask some doubts. They still take some suggestions from me. So it's not a bad idea. It's not a big deal to be in touch over a mail ID, right? So of course I'll be there. Okay, Suleiman. So you can attend only 8 a.m. class, no issues. 9:30 class, some other people will come. People who join today, so there is no need for you to come at 9:30. It's a different class, so you can come at this 8 a.m. class. 8 a.m. will be like maybe like some 9 p.m. there, I guess, right? So it will be easy for you to attend. This is the class timings. Okay, so we will be in touch with a mail ID. Actually, I don't have. There is a protocol I need to follow, so I cannot share the numbers and all those things. But still, whatever doubts, whatever questions you have, you can just send me an email. I'll share the email after like 3 4 days. Actually, I need to share the documents and all those things, right? So then I can share the email with you. So you can get in touch with me through email, and do not expect a reply within like 2 3 hours, because once I start working for next 4 5 hours or 6 hours, I'll be busy. So once I finish the work, I'll just come to the uh, the mails and all those things. Then hopefully I'll be addressing you over the mail. See, each and every topic is like a project. Like, when you go with this VPC, we have to make a project there. We have to go with like servers, we have to make a project. So each and every topic is like a project. Okay. Okay. Thanks again. Thanks a lot for joining. And hopefully tomorrow we will see pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages of cloud computing. And hopefully we will see many things in more details. Before I finish the class, before I end the class, whatever we are learning in this cloud computing, it will be enough for you to get a job in cloud. That is the one thing. And the second thing is, it will be enough for you to go to the other courses like DevOps, or if you it will be enough for you to understand the other cloud technologies like Microsoft Azure and GCP. Okay, so just relax and just try to continue the classes. Just don't see, the one thing that you should remember always is you should not miss any class. If you can come for like next 45 days in every session, then it will be very easy for you to understand, because today class will be connected to tomorrow's class. 17th class will be connected to 18th class. So we just need to follow some basic protocols. Things will be very easy for you. Okay, friends. So that's it for today. Thanks again for joining, and very thank you for all those questions. Actually, it was a good session. So hopefully tomorrow at same time, 8 a.m. we will meet again. And for any other questions and inquiries, this is the number. This is a, you can make a call on this number, you can text them on this WhatsApp. They have the WhatsApp also on this number. Okay, that's it, friends. That's it for today. Thanks again. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Sir, one more doubt.
Yeah, please be fast.
Are you covering web service in this course?
Yeah, I have added here, right?